The Bible stands as a cornerstone of faith for millions across the globe. Its verses offer solace, guidance, and inspiration. However, the Bible's interpretation and application have long been subjects of debate. This essay delves into a particularly jarring example of this, the Slave Bible. This altered version of the Bible, distributed among enslaved Africans in the British Empire, starkly contrasts with the widely accepted King James Version. By comparing a specific passage from both versions, this essay explores how these differences impacted the lives of enslaved people. We will examine the historical context of both versions, the intent behind the Slave Bible's creation, and the King James Version's use today. Finally, we will consider the modern implications of these differences and their significance in understanding the enduring fight for freedom and equality. The Slave Bible emerged in the 19th century during a tumultuous period marked by the transatlantic slave trade. This meticulously abridged version of the Bible was specifically designed for use among enslaved Africans in the British West Indies. Colonial authorities and slaveholders saw the Bible as a potential tool for pacifying enslaved people. They believed that selected biblical teachings could foster obedience and quell rebellion. However, the creators of the Slave Bible went beyond mere selection. They deliberately omitted passages that emphasized liberation and human rights. Instead, they heavily emphasized verses promoting subservience and acceptance of one's designated place in society. This manipulation of Scripture served as a means to legitimize slavery and maintain control over enslaved populations. The King James Version, commissioned by King James I of England in the early 17th century, holds a prominent place in biblical history. Its elegant prose and widespread adoption have cemented its status as one of the most influential English translations of the Bible. The King James Version emerged during a period of religious and political upheaval in England, aiming to provide a unified translation for the Church of England. Its impact on literature, language, and religious thought is undeniable. While the King James Version's translation is generally considered accurate for its time, it is essential to recognize that it was produced within a specific historical and cultural context. This context inevitably influenced translation choices and interpretations, shaping how people understood the Bible's message. The Book of Exodus, with its powerful narrative of liberation from slavery, offers a compelling example of the discrepancies between the Slave Bible and the King James Version. Exodus chapter 21, verses 20 to 21 in the King James Version reads, "And if a man smite his servant or his maid with a rod, and he die under his hand, he shall be surely punished. Notwithstanding, if he continue a day or two, he shall not be punished, for he is his money." This passage acknowledges the humanity of enslaved people while condemning excessive violence against them. The Slave Bible, in stark contrast, omits these verses entirely. The deliberate erasure of passages that acknowledge the injustice of slavery and the humanity of enslaved people served a clear purpose. It aimed to reinforce the idea that slavery was a divinely ordained institution and that resistance or rebellion against slaveholders went against God's will. Section 5. The Power of Omission, Shaping Beliefs and Subjugating Minds. The differences between the Slave Bible and the King James Version extend far beyond a single passage. The systematic omission of passages promoting liberation, justice, and equality, while emphasizing subservience and obedience, had a profound impact on enslaved people's lives. It shaped their understanding of God, their place in the world, and their rights as human beings. By denying enslaved people access to the full message of the Bible, slaveholders sought to control their beliefs and actions. The Slave Bible became a tool of spiritual manipulation, used to justify their oppression and maintain a system built on exploitation and dehumanization. Section 6. The King James Version today, enduring legacy and modern interpretations. The King James Version continues to hold cultural and religious significance in the 21st century. Its poetic language and historical importance have ensured its continued use in churches, literature, and popular culture. However, it is crucial to approach the King James Version with a critical lens, recognizing that its translation and interpretation are not without their limitations. Modern biblical scholarship acknowledges the importance of considering the historical and cultural context in which the Bible was written and translated. The King James Version, while a valuable historical artifact, should not be viewed as the definitive or only authoritative version of the Bible. Section 7. Echoes of the Past. The Slave Bible's relevance in modern discussions. The Slave Bible stands as a chilling reminder of the ways in which religious texts can be manipulated and misused to justify oppression. Its legacy serves as a stark reminder of the need for critical engagement with religious texts and the importance of challenging interpretations that perpetuate injustice and inequality. The Slave Bible's story has sparked important conversations about the intersection of religion, power, and social justice. It compels us to confront the ways in which interpretations of sacred texts have been used throughout history to marginalize and oppress certain groups. Section 8. Conclusion. Bibles and the enduring fight for freedom and equality. The stark contrast between the Slave Bible and the King James Version underscores the power of interpretation and the importance of critical engagement with religious texts. The Slave Bible stands as a testament to the ways in which Scripture can be distorted and manipulated to serve oppressive agendas. Understanding the historical context, translation choices, and intended audiences of different biblical versions is essential for navigating the complexities of faith and its intersection with social justice. As we grapple with the legacies of slavery and colonialism, the Slave Bible's story serves as a powerful reminder of the ongoing struggle for freedom, equality, and the right to interpret sacred texts without coercion or manipulation.